You were explaining how the big four accountancy groups and the World Economic Forum were trying to pull together this really confusing mix of accounting standards that were emerging. What we were hearing at the Financial Times, both in our day-to-day reporting, but also on the Moral Money platform that's focused on ESG issues, what we were hearing from investors was that most of them simply could not make sense of what was going on in practical terms.
What are the metrics? The metrics were designed in an effort by the International Business Council with the big four accounting firms, with the World Economic Forum team, to basically take a look across all the metrics that existed out there, consolidate them into a platform, which importantly aligned to two basic things. One was to the Sustainable Development Goals, and then secondly, frankly, to define and measure what stakeholder capitalism is, because the debate had begun. Well, you all talk about it, but how do we know you're doing it? I think last year we probably had 30, 40 companies in. Now we have 140 plus companies who are committed in reporting on these metrics. It's two other major pillars that have taken place over the last year, where a part of this process was to educate big four accounting firms who've been terrific at this with various bodies. We've talked to thousands and thousands and thousands of directors of companies. And then the other thing that's been going on is the convergence. And there's two parts of convergence. There's a formal convergence that resulted in ultimately the ISSB being formed. And then there's a lot of work that went on with our colleagues in GRI and SASB and others on informal convergence. Those convergences have taken place, the ISSB being the big catcher's mitt for all that coming into them. And then even formally on the U.S. side, you're seeing the SEC promulgate in the relatively near future a rule on environmental disclosure and probably one on human capital disclosure. And that's two of the four pillars that are embedded in the SDG-based IBC metric. We are actively engaged with, Business Roundtable, the Chamber of Commerce, and all the people talking about this. As you get these things standardized, then investors won't be confused. Then society won't be confused. Then people will be able to be held accountable in a consistent fashion.
Well, many years ago, when I was a reporter writing about the world of credit derivatives, I used to joke to my colleagues that I couldn't imagine a sector which had more acronyms than credit derivatives. And now I've discovered there is one. It's called the world of ESG and sustainability.